bill now hopes to stop waste that comes from unwanted clothes.
Fox Eye's Wendy Patrick joins us to explain what is this bill.
Shelley and Raul, do you have any clothes that you would like to give back? That maybe you've worn them a couple of times, you feel like they're out of vogue? Maybe your sneaker collection? Okay, maybe we
Listen, whoa.
But this is
But sure, everybody has something,
That question is answered in the affirmative by almost everybody. We have too many clothes.
Yes.
And you know how it is. You know, you got to take some away to donate, to make room for others. Well, there's a bill that's really going to try to streamline how textile makers, how companies, how people that manufacture clothes have to be responsible for them after you buy them. They have to have take-back programs that are going to be phased in over the next few decades. And I say next few decades because the landmark, the goal, 2026, they're going to have these created. 2028 is another landmark. And ultimately, 2030 is going to have to be I know, a long time in the future where we're going to have a very easy way of being able to give back, not buy back. Wouldn't that be nice? That's what thrift stores are for, I guess. But take back in order to make sure that we can reduce the amount of waste that clothing creates. We don't think about this, but actually it is one of the biggest producers of waste in the world, not just America.
There's going to be some sort of learning curve and understanding what this bill is all about and what we're talking about, because you mentioned it's about reducing waste, but then you brought this up. What about recycling? What about donations? Because you mentioned, you have any clothes you don't wear anymore? I normally donate it. Is that not what we're talking? Is that they're making too much, and then what happens to the stuff they don't make?
Well, the problem, and I agree with that, we all donate, we get the tax write-offs, we love that. But the problem that the thrift stores have is they can't sell it either. You know, that is one of the reasons that they then have to donate it elsewhere or try to figure out what to do with it. There was a statistic that came out in connection with this bill, which, by the way, was just signed on Saturday by Governor Newsom. So this is news, signed on the 28th.
Wow.
But we supposedly get rid of 80 pounds, each of us, of clothing a year. I don't know, maybe it's like one pair of heavy boots will get you almost there. But there's a lot that we try to get rid of that we don't recognize. Well, what's going to happen to it now? Because not everything is so easy to recycle.
Right.
Cottons, natural fibers, easier. But as anybody listening that knows anything about the recycling business knows, other materials are not. So what do we do about it? You know, in researching this, I was interested in finding out that Paris, that France, you know, the fashion capital of the world, has been doing this for years. California is the first state to institute something like this. And you know, all the other states watch to see how we do, and let's see how it works out. But this is something we're probably going to hear more about.
Yeah.
So what does it mean if you're a retailer or you're one that produces these clothes?
Okay, so that's a very good practical question, because if you worry about having to pass costs on to consumers, maybe you think about the materials you're using and how easy they might be to either recycle or upcycle. Did you know what upcycling is? Upcycling, and this is, I mean, a lot of people don't use terminology like this, but it's almost like repurposing what you have into something fresh, new, creative, that you can then keep and that doesn't end up in a trash heap somewhere. Because let's face it, not every thrift store is going to be able to sell what you didn't want. Maybe the reason you didn't want it is the reason nobody else is going to buy it either. So this is just some of the things that we're now thinking about as a greener, more eco-conscious economy.
Figure out who's going to enforce this. How do you enforce this? Just track it down.
Well, you'd need, and that's one of the reasons why the rollout is going to be so gradual, because questions like that, Raul, those are great questions. Who's the oversight authority that's going to make sure that the clothing is being produced is going to be something that either is sustainable or something we can recycle or upcycle?
I've had this tie for 17 years and nobody knows.
You notice I didn't ask about anything. You always look great. You always look great.
I have stuff for a long time.
But are you going to throw it away tomorrow? And if the answer, okay, there you go.
We'll upcycle.
Some of us keep things. Nothing goes out of style anymore.
No.
So there is that.
I keep everything.
Wendy, thank you.